Well, good afternoon, everyone. In the US, this is morning, and so I'm excited that we are starting this webinar with our very own Dr. Olubunmi Omoseyindemi. I'm very excited because for many of you, we've been talking about it. For those that attended the Clergy Care Conference and an Holistic Health Conference, we have been planning our follow-up, and we wanted to make sure that we are not just making noise or just giving information that is not relevant. We wanted to ensure that we were giving you information that you will really, really appreciate. And just as Mrs. Bumiolukoga shared, this is the first of series that we will continue with. And our goal, just with the holistic health and clergy care, our goal is to focus on holistic health. And so we are going to be having classes on physical health. We are going to be having webinars on mental health. We are going to be having webinars on spiritual health and family health. And so we are starting with this webinar for physical health because somebody asked a question and the person said, what is bitter kola important for? And I said to the person, okay, I'm going to get back soon. And I thought, well, let me go to the expert rather than just going to the website and trying to find out information. Let me go to somebody that knows the answer. And as I will be doing that when you ask me questions. So please, if you are on any of my platform, please feel free to ask me questions. Even if I don't have the answer, I promise you, I will go and look for someone that has the answer for you. And so we are going to have Dr. Omoseyindemi here. So let me give you a little background to Dr. Omoseyindemi. Dr. Omoseyindemi is a man of many parts. I met him, you will not believe, even though he's a medical doctor, but he's also a politician. And the first time I met him, we had a beautiful conversation, and he shared with me his history of how he got into alternative medical practice. And though he's trained as a medical doctor, after years of working as a medical doctor, he realized that we had so many things in Nigeria that could help people heal. And I'm sure he will share a little bit about how he got into alternative health practices. And he said from his experience, he found out that he will work with patients, and then afterwards they will come back again. But he wanted something that was more long lasting. And that was how he began to explore what we have in Africa. Work. He actually started the unit in the Ministry of Health in Lagos on traditional medicine, on herbal medicine, on using herbs. And he has trained a lot of people on how to recognize herbs and how to use herbs to help maintain health. He has been instrumental to the innovative growth and development in this area. And he has also been pivotal to the policy formulation within Nigeria and outside Nigeria. He has served in various committees and institutions, notably in he's also a member at the World Health Organization Expert Committee. He's a researcher. He actually has a conservation. He has a retreat center. He's actually talking to us from his retreat center, where he planted extinct plants that you might only be able to find, in few places like his place. So he's talking to us from his conservatory, from his retreat center. He facilitates leadership programs across continents and is a mentor to many. As I said, he's a politician, a medical doctor, a herbal doctor, a public servant, and he has been a recipient of many honors. So I'm glad and happy to bring on Dr. Olubunmi Omoseyindemi. Thank you
so much, Dr. Kuyinu. Thanks so much. I'm very grateful. Thanks for inviting me. As you rightly said, when we talk about health, health has so many dimensions. I think I can go on now.
Yes, please go
Okay.
on.
Okay. And the specific question you asked is about issue of kola nuts. But before I start that one, we are going to talk about nature and health. And the importance of nature in health management as shown during this pandemic we have. And the need for us to have a new orientation on how we manage our healthcare system. It has shown that healthcare is not only hospital. Healthcare is holistic. It consists of spirituality of man, mental health, physical health, social well-being, and so on and so forth. And as Dr. Kuyinu said, this time is a very good time for us. We are using the challenge and to turn into opportunity for us. So the most important thing about living, healthy living, is that first of all, we must have a fresh air, as I really say. You must have air. Because when you heard about the COVID, they were talking about oxygen, people lacking oxygen or something like that. But it's a thing that God has given us freely. And because of our lifestyle has changed, most of us now, we enter AC room, AC walk, AC everything. We hardly come outdoor to have fresh air, which is very, very important for our health. And also, when we come outdoor, you have a lot of vitamin D within your system through the sunlight. And those also are very important in boosting our immune system. And we cannot live, when you are talking about natural living, we cannot live out the issue of clean water. Water is life, as air is life. And we also must make sure that the kind of water we drink, because some people, when they are thirsty, the first thing they go for is soda or all these drinks. But the importance of water cannot be overestimated. We cannot emphasize. Water is very important. Also, as talking about here, water, and also hearts, we live, we walk around. Sometimes we don't walk around and do physical exercise. All these ones are very, very important also. Sometimes there is need for us to just go outside our confines of concrete and move to where we have the health, where we can walk on the grass, walk by the seaside, and all these things are very important in maintaining good health. And we should not leave out the spiritual aspect. We need, I'm not talking about spirituality, our spirituality. We must be able to commune within ourselves with our maker so that we can be able to have a better health. So all that said, the topic I was asked to discuss today is issue of kola nuts. Kola nuts is a plant which we call Garcinia kola. We have two types of kola. We have bitter kola and we have kola nuts, which we sometimes call kola nut is there, which is called what they call it, kola acuminata. The other one that people know that we are talking about now is Orogbo, which we call bitter kola. Orogbo is called bitter kola. It grows on the tree, and the seed is like an orange, but it's the seed. It's a fruit, but it's the seed inside that we call bitter kola that we usually chew. And one thing you should know about the plant of bitter kola is that all parts of the bitter kola are useful. They are medicinal, from the stem, from the seed, and from the leaves. And it contains a lot of vitamin A, vitamin C, Orogbo. I'm talking about Orogbo. I'm not talking about the kola acuminata now, which is the other one, which is we have banja, all those things. We are not talking about now. We can still talk about that. I will mention that one also in passing. But the one we are talking about now is bitter kola, which everybody talk about. That is what we call Garcinia kola. Sorry. And it has vitamin A, it has vitamin C, E, B, it has a lot of vitamins. But due to the fact that this part of the world, we have stopped using most of our natural things, we have dumped them to pick up the Western things. Our forefathers have been using this thing for a long, long, long time. They use it when people have laryngitis. Laryngitis is inflammation of the larynx. That is where the air usually passes through. Sometimes it can be inflamed. Then you can start having all this hoarseness, all these things, cough sometimes. But it has been used for managing that. It has also been used in managing liver diseases. Because when you see elderly people, when they eat bitter kola after food, what are they doing? They are trying to stimulate production of bile, which we assist in digestion. Is everybody hearing me? Doc?
Please, can you mute? There are some people that because you are now the host. Okay. Can you click mute all? Some people did not mute their computer, and I can't mute them from here. Like Onye Consola, she's not muted. Okay, so can you just mute all? Thank you. And then Patricia, okay, she's muted. Okay, continue. Sorry about that. No, you have unmuted. You have muted yourself, Dr. Okay.
I'm okay now.
Yeah, now okay. Yes, thank you.
You can hear me now. Then
yes.
I have to mute this techno. There's another one there.
Yes.
I don't know who's on that techno. But I can't mute. Maybe you can do that from your end.
No, I can't, but don't worry, continue. I think the person is not on yet. It's just showing. He has not entered yet. So you can continue. You have muted yourself again, Dr. Omoseyindemi.
I'm okay now.
Yes.
Okay. So as I said, vitamin, it contains vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin B1, B2, B3, and it has a high level of calcium, potassium. So it contains a lot of things. So when we see these elderly people taking this bitter kola, sometimes we'll be looking at, some people I know that after they finish eating, they will take the bitter kola. So it was later that we are doing research study that we see that the bitter kola has all these vitamins and this mineral substance. And it is useful in diabetes. It is useful in cough. It is useful in people with liver diseases. And as I said, it is useful in laryngitis. Also, bitter kola, as I said, it improves liver function, lungs function. That is why when people have cough, within an African traditional society, they will grind some of the bitter kola and put honey, because it has a what they call a bronchodilator effect. It dilates the bronchioles. Are you following? Are you hearing me? Am I okay? Doc?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
Yes.
So what it does is that, as I rightly said, in the liver functions, it expands the sacs inside the lungs so that they can be able to retain and have a lot of air filled there. And it is also used in improving and improve and strengthening what they call it, the fiber within the lungs. So you can see that it has a lot of functions to do within the lungs. And it also has antibacterial effects. It can detoxify, and it also has what they call cleansing effects. So that is the functions of the bitter kola we call orogbo. So those are the main functions. So I will leave the floor open in case you have any question you want to ask on it, then I'm ready to answer you.
Somebody asked that the person doesn't know what bitter kola looks like.
And I don't think I have bitter kola with me here, and I will have shown you. Bitter kola.
What I'm going to do is at the end of the presentation,
okay,
I will take back the host, and then I will share my screen and show you. I have opened bitter kola pictures, so I will show it to everybody at the end.
Okay.
So the person that asked, don't worry, at the end I will show you. I have it on my screen. I will share it and I will show it to everybody.
Okay. So as I rightly said, it's a unique plant. It's a unique plant. And some farmers also, they use it to, historically, they use it to remove the venom, snake venom. When they are beating on the farm, I ask them some questions. So that's why they eat this bitter kola when they go to the farm. So when they are beaten on, they always have it. When they are beaten by snake, they just take about 4 nuts and eat it and spit it on the spot. You understand? They will eat it and spit some on the spot. Then the next thing you see that they will be having what they call, they feel like urge to go and urinate. So there are so many things. So if you have any question, I'm ready to answer on it. Maybe you should stop from there first.
Somebody said, is bitter cola, is it the same thing as cola nut?
No, bitter cola is called, bitter cola is a Garcinia cola. Cola nut is a cola acuminata. They are different. OB is different from Orogbo. Orogbo is bitter cola. OB is the one that has a, you can split OB. It either have two or it comes into what they call it, pieces, about 4 or 5, depending on the brand. They call one banja, they call one abata. Is the banja, that is one the Malams, the people in the northern part usually call goro. That is the obi. And the obi abata is the one that is common in the southern part of the country, southwest. Essentially, they use it to do so many other things, apart from eating it. So they are different. But one thing is that 2 of them contains caffeine. They contain caffeine. So that is why when you eat, people usually eat bitter cola or cola nut to keep them awake, because it serves as a stimulant because of the caffeine in it.
Okay, somebody asked here, is that can bitter cola be eaten anytime, or when is it most effective when it is eaten?
No, when you eat it, you are just building it up in your system. You can eat it anytime. But if you want to go to bed at night, I advise you not to eat bitter cola, because it may make you not to sleep. You can have a sleepless night using bitter cola.
So what will you say is the most effective use for bitter cola that worldwide that you have seen, you know, that maybe 1 or 2 most effective use of it?
The effective use of it that someone has done a study on is Professor Shitelu of LUT. She has done a study on it, and she used it to manage glaucoma, as eye drop to manage glaucoma. And the studies have even shown that when you have pressure in the eye, eating bitter cola also assists in reducing the pressure in the eye.
Wow, she used it as eye drop.
Yes, study I've done, yes.
Wow, maybe yes. Can you send us a link to that study so that we can send it to people if you have it?
Okay, I will.
That
you can easily Google Professor Oshitelu.
Professor Oshitelu.
Yes, okay. Lagos State University Teaching Hospital. She's currently the chairman of Lagos State Traditional Medicine Board.
Okay, let me also ask this question, and I'm asking on behalf of people.
Okay.
Is how for some of us it's difficult to just take the bitter cola and be chewing. What are the ways in which
why is it difficult?
Well,
because of bitterness.
So what are the different ways we can use it?
Maybe you can blend it and put it inside water and sieve it and be drinking it, but it will still be bitter. But one thing about bitter cola is that the moment you start chewing it, later on, the mouth will start getting sweet. Okay? And because of the bitterness sometimes, okay, people that are trying to manage weight, trying to lose weight, sometimes they eat a lot of it, chew it, maybe 1 or 2. What it does is that it will reduce your appetite. Then it will stimulate you to drink more water. So that is what it does sometimes.
Yes, and I think that the other thing it might do is that it might increase bile production,
yes,
which helps in the breakdown of fat.
Yes.
And so
that's why I said when you see the elderly people, I usually ask them after eating, they always take bitter cola. So I asked them, most of them don't know. It was later that I discovered that what it does is that it stimulates bile production, which aids in digestion of the food. So most of them, they don't have indigestion after eating.
Wow, especially fast digestion.
You said?
especially fat digestion.
Yes. So that's why when they finish, they just take that bitter kola and they be walking around. And so that's why I just discovered that after doing studies that it stimulates bile production, and the bile we aid in digestion. And during the process also, it will make sure that the liver is functioning well, because
Yes.
the liver has to produce bile.
Yes.
So that's the way it works.
That is wonderful news for many of us that want to stay trim, that wants to lose weight. But beyond just losing weight, knowing that the liver is like the engine room for metabolism.
Yeah.
Meaning that the liver will detoxify and process everything. Keeping our liver healthy is the way to go. It's so important.
It's so important.
So
That's why Aerobo is very important.
Mm-hmm.
I take it often. I just chew it whenever I feel like. It's easily available, and it's not that expensive. And it's a good thing you can use to maintain your health.
Wonderful.
It's a good thing you can use.
You have any
and also one thing is has found out is that in the study, it boosts testosterone production. It boosts testosterone production. So it does that also. And some people have also done studies on it concerning the prostate. And they discovered that it has what we call phytoestrogen that can assist in reducing the growth in the prostate. Those are the findings some of people have done, and I've been able to read some of their findings on it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. God has really blessed us richly in Africa.
We are really blessed.
We have all of these things.
It's the blessing we are enjoying. That's why we have not seen high incidence of the COVID-19. Apart from the testing is not. That is why we have not been seeing people dropping dead on the streets, due to the fact that we are really blessed. Because when studies that have been going on, they know that people need vitamin D as part of the thing. And this is the vitamin D that we get free of charge in Africa. People in the sun and also that. And also, a lot of people have been used to have the immune system boosted, eating all these small things. So that is why we say we are blessed in kind of food we eat, but because we are trying to change our lifestyle, that is why we are having most of these non-communicable diseases coming to us now, because of changing lifestyle. That is why we are having all these diseases that are not so common with us, like diabetes, hypertension, all the other diseases that is a lifestyle diseases, because we have changed our lifestyle towards the other Western lifestyle that is not part of us. We are living sedentary life. We will sit in the car for a long time. The moment you get to the office, you are inside your air condition. The moment you come back, you go to the store, you are inside the air condition again. Then you go home, it's the AC all through. So where will you be able to get the vitamin D, the fresh air, and so on and so forth? So
I have a couple of questions here that has come up that I'm going to quickly ask you.
No problem.
Somebody asked, I have about 5 questions. Somebody said, can bitter kola affect people that are hypertensive? And then what is the side effect of bitter kola?
Yes. Okay. One thing is that bitter kola has a vasoactive substance. It can assist in reducing BP. You understand? Because what it does is that it dilates the vessels so that the pressure will be lower. Okay? So it is used it can assist people that have high blood pressure if it's eaten moderately. By the time you eat 1 or 2 seeds a day, it's okay.
It's not so. We are not saying go and sit down and buy a bag of
No. By the time you take one or 2 seeds a day, you should be okay. You know how people like taking things, and if it's not even a thing of every day. It can be once in a day, and once in every 2 days, other day. It's not a thing you can take every day.
So, okay, so somebody also said, yes, finish up, then I will have
the management, so we should know, that is one thing to know about. Whatever we are taking, we should take them in moderation. So that we can say, we have been taking bitter kola has been costing me this one. Then another thing you have to know about your body. That is very important. You should be able to study your body. If you are taking anything that you have not taken before and you are seeing reaction, the first thing for you is to stop. Okay? And meet people that know about it and ask questions. Yes, ma'am.
The other question here is that, can a person who just went through goiter operation eat bitter kola?
Goiter operation, what you do, it depends on the kind of goiter. Whether it's hypothyroidism or hyperthyroidism. So that's what you should know. When people say goiter, goiter, is it hypo or hyper? If it's hypoactive, then the person can be eating it to stimulate, to strengthen the person and give that person energy. But if it's hyper, then you need to consult your herbalist and your person that is taking care of you, your physician or the person, so that they can know. But if it's hypo, you know, hypo, you have lethargy, but in the hyper one, you are too hyperactive.
So it is also, so what we are saying here is that it's important that before you start using anything for treatment, you need to know exactly, talk with your physician, know exactly what you are taking. And if your physician is also like Dr. Omoseyindemi, that is good in herbal medicine, you know, that is a double plus. So it's not just a medical physician, is also trained in herbal medicine. Then they can help you to do the required test. It's important to do the required test and then know what you have and then know what you need to use. Somebody also said that when I take this thing, the bitter kola, I feel my body go hot.
You should stop taking it. Simple. That's what I said earlier. Okay? If you take something and you are feeling uncomfortable with it, not everybody, everything's with you. Even in Orthodox, some people will take Septrin, they will have challenge it. Some people, because it's natural, doesn't mean it will, everybody can take it.
Wonderful.
You understand? People react to certain things. Even the food we eat, some people cannot eat certain food. So you should be able to know your body. That is the most important thing. And as we are going now, this pandemic has given us a new orientation and it has reset our healthcare button. Because what we're going to end up having is self-care now. It's self-care. Because this pandemic has kept us at home to do some self-care. So it's self-care, and part of the self-care is you must be able to understand your body, know yourself, and know what happens to you.
Wonderful. I like what you just said, that it's important to know your body.
Yes.
And I always say this, that your body has a voice.
Yes.
And many times, a lot of times when you say somebody just died, oh, you know, the person was not sick before. No, the body had been talking.
Yeah.
And because we have not learned to know the voice of our body, we did not really take care.
So we didn't bother to, we have not been taking care of.
That's why nature has so many things.
Yes.
The things in bitter kola can be found in other things also.
Yes.
And so if one does not work for you, once you notice that your body is reacting, then please stop. And you will find the same thing in something else. Yes. I think somebody wants to ask a question. Omoseyindemi, apart from bitter kola, you know, with this COVID, you mentioned something important. You said it's now self-care that is important, which is what we used to do before, which is what many of us have been doing. And so it's time to focus on it again. So with COVID and all of that, what can you recommend for people to ensure that, because we don't need to wait until COVID or anything, we need to boost our immune system. We need to strengthen our bodies, especially for many pastors that are also on this platform. What will you recommend as some natural things out there?
First of all, we should have the fact, know that whether we like it or not, the virus will be with us. Whether it's going to be around, there's nothing we can do about that one. But the most important thing is that, and people have been talking about cure. One thing is that the viral illness, people should understand, there is no cure for viral illness. What we usually have is to manage the conditions. and their symptoms. The symptoms, the signs they are bringing, and so those are the things we usually have. And we are waiting for vaccine. We wait for vaccine for a long time. But what we have been able to do that I've been using here for people and recommending is that people should go on turmerics, which is called, I don't know whether many people are Yoruba here. Turmerics, ginger, are you hearing me?
Yes, turmeric, ginger, yes, we can hear.
Garlic. Okay? If you can get them in powder form, you can just 1 teaspoon each, mix them together and do a tea and be drinking it. Maybe once in the morning, just to boost your immune system. Then if you can have the turmerics and the ginger and garlic, you can use it to cook food, to boil meat and so on and so forth. Most of the curry you are using, you can see what happened in Nigeria and Africa and India are similar. Based on population of India, people supposed to have been dropping dead. If you visit India and you know the condition, the way they live, people clump together, overpopulation. I suppose to have seen their death rates to be higher and higher, but it's not happening. I believe they have been having some form of immunity through what they have been eating. There is no way India will be without taking garlic.
They eat a lot of spices. India food, it is, if you go to Indian restaurant, they have the highest number of spices that you can eat.
So all those spices are the ones that serve to boost our immune system. And also you can take neem tree, neem leaf, we call it dongoyaro. You can take some, you can boil some of it and use it to bath. To take your shower or something like that. And you can use it and it's inhalation. Steam, what they call it, steam inhalation. Where you can
cover your face over a bowl of hot water and let the steam don't go down.
Some of this in it, turmeric, garlic, ginger, and do some inhalation. Just maybe once or twice a week, I will assist us.
And let me just explain why inhalation is very important. There are different pathways in which chemicals can enter your body. It can enter either when you take it through your mouth when you eat. It can enter when you steam it through your lungs. It can enter through your skin when you use it to bath, because your skin is semi-permeable. You know, so when you use it in those different forms, you are concentrating. And Atipo Stella, can you please mute your? You can use it. Yes, thank you. You can use it. You can use it to bath, just like he said. And what you are doing is you are concentrating you are increasing the concentration using the different outlets. And turmeric is found in curry powder. You can buy it. It's in the market. And powder. I just cooked a soup of turmeric. You pour a lot of turmeric, and you have it. You call it curry chicken.
Yeah.
And curry
and that's
rice.
what they use. It's
delicious.
I have it on my farm here. I planted some of it. I have the plantation of turmerics here. So you can get it fresh. The one you get fresh, you can slice it and make some pepper soup with garlic and ginger.
Our time we are almost out of time, but I wanted to ask that. I want you to talk to us a bit. Two things. One, how you got involved. What led you from being a medical doctor? Just briefly, what was it that made you to become interested in herbal medicine? And then I know that you are in your retreat center. Can you tell us, why you decided to set up a retreat center?
When you look at the healthcare system, the kind of training we are trained to just think about managing patients. Patient comes, they have malaria, you prescribe, and so on and so forth. We are never taught the other way. But during my practice, I had challenges with some patients. That was the time people were having typhoid. Everybody was having typhoid. But when I met one old woman and she told me that all these things is a small thing, we can manage it with this and that. Then that's out of curiosity. And she gave me the thing. Then I started asking some patients that you have been using chloramphenicol, all these things for so long. Why don't you change? And I gave it to them and they feel better. So that one prompt me to go and say, okay, I don't know. And I decided to go to University of Ibadan to go and do some master's degree. And what I found out that there's a lot in our care system that we are not even told about when we are in medicine. So that's a big challenge to me. Then I decided to pick it up and do that. So that is a beginning. From there, then I started doing some research work. Then I started finding that health is more than mere absence of disease. Health is holistic. You have to look about the social status of people, religious status of that people, the spirituality, the mental aspect of it. Go ahead. So from there, I decided to just from there, I did a lot of research. Then I knew that when I saw the kind of, when the anti-malaria problem started, we were using chloroquine. Then later on, they changed to artemisinin. It was there I discovered that artemisinin is a medicinal plant that the Chinese have been using for a long time. And they decided to use it to manage malaria. And we are not the one giving them the artemisinin, and they are just exporting it to us. So this challenge is from other colleagues. Yeah. With other colleagues, then we decided to go more into research into this. And we started to planting our medicinal plant ourselves. So that is the journey. Though it has been rough, we have been challenges from orthodox doctors. But the point is that so far, I'm a medical doctor. I am a medical doctor. There is nothing you can do about that. But this aspect, not many medical doctors are neat. So that is why I've been able to stand their challenges. What you know is what you know. The aspect you know, stand by it. And one thing in orthodox medicine is that all we doctors do, we are not the one producing the drugs. We just prescribe whatever they bring to us. And when I see the traditional healers also, they are making diagnoses, they are producing their own products, and they are giving to patients. Then I said, they are great people. They are great people. Despite the fact you will see the patient, you make the diagnosis, and the management and the things that you are going to use is not the pharmacist that gave it to you. You have it. You can easily go out and pluck it. So that one prompted me to say, there is need for me to stand more and do more research on this.
There's someone that's been raising her hand.
Okay.
Yes. Can you, Ewo Vishe, can you
unmute herself?
Ewo Vishe. Okay, go ahead, ask your question.
Go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I wanted to ask for the treatment of deep vein thrombosis, if turmeric will be effective, and what else will be effective for it?
For what?
Deep vein thrombosis.
Deep vein thrombosis. You know that the thrombosis is due to blood clotting. First of all, you must make sure you go to a doctor, make a proper diagnosis, and let them know what it is. But because turmeric has anti-inflammatory property, so you can use turmeric with ginger. Okay. Ginger will thin the blood, but you must make sure you are monitored. Okay? Whenever you are using it, always go back to your doctor. When you go back to your doctor, tell the doctor what you are using. Because most of the time, what they will give you is a blood thinner, warfarin, aspirin, and so on and so forth. But you can make sure you have turmeric, ginger, and garlic as part of your diet.
Yes, but the orthodox doctors won't allow you to mix with this. So if one is going to use turmeric, then you are on your own. So you have to be going to...
It's your choice. You decide what you want to do. It's your life. Yeah. If you have been getting better treatment with it, with the warfarin they are giving you, it's fine. But this one is a food supplement. It's a food supplement that you can take as food. We are not taking it as medicine. You will use it to boil your food.
I want to ask is your experience in, and do you have any, or some people you have treated in this fashion, and if
I don't usually give people, I don't prescribe orthodox medicine for a long time. I use, unless your condition,
yes, I'm saying that
you use it as food. It's just like eating pepper.
Can I help with that, and then we'll take another question?
Okay.
the way you use food, you know, is different. The food is a long-term thing. So if you have different thrombosis and you want to use food, you are going to be continuous, just eating those things and putting them in.
As food.
And it's not going to disappear like immediately, but it's a change. We are talking about a change of lifestyle.
Yeah.
And you will find out that it's not only when you change your dietary habit and do those things, it's not only the deep vein thrombosis that will be impacted. You will find that many other things in your body are impacted. You know, I used to have lumps on my veins in my leg and all of that. And I noticed that when I started using a lot of, you know, ginger, turmeric, I just looked one day and the pain and the lumps had gone. You know, so once you change your lifestyle, it's not just deep vein thrombosis. Deep vein thrombosis is just a sign that you are not doing the things, you know, the lifestyle we are living is not helping our body. And it's just one manifestation. There are going to be other manifestations that you can't even see. So when we change our lifestyle as a whole, you are going to improve so many things. And one day you are just going to see that thing has gone down.
Okay. Thank you so much. So I'll, thanks.
You're welcome. Somebody, let me see. Please, we are on Instagram and all of that. So even if you have more questions, you know, after we finish, please go ahead and send us questions. As I said before, this is just the first. We are going to be having guests come on weekly, you know, to talk to us. And some of those things we are going to be talking about will be based on the questions you ask. And whatever, and if we can find a guest to come and talk about it, we will. And as I said, for those that are joining us now that didn't join at the beginning, we are going to be focusing on different areas of health, and that's why we are holistic, and that is what makes us unique. We are very unique in that it's not just mental health or physical health. We are going to be getting guests on every area: mental health, physical health, family health, your marriage, your relationship with your children. We are going to be talking about spiritual health. So we are talking holistically about every area of your health. And so please make sure you follow us to ensure that you know.
I didn't care if I was.
Do you have a question?
Yes.
Yes.
I have a question. So can you hear me?
Yeah.
We can hear you, but you are breaking. Yes. Can you? Yes.
We can hear you.
Yes, but I have a question. You are here to attend to it. The question is, the bitter kola, can it be blended, mixed with water and drink? Because like people in my sense, I find it difficult to find because of its taste. Can I just blend, mix with water?
Of course,
take it like tea.
Oh yes.
Outside that, you can mix with water. You can put honey if you want to use it. Okay.
Okay.
You can put honey if you have sweet to it, but it's good to eat it raw. Like
you can even mix it with. There was a time. There's something called bitter gall. I don't know if you know it.
Yes.
It's called bitter gall. It's like a vegetable from Indians eat it a lot. It's very bitter. The body is very rough. It's called bitter gall, and it's very bitter. And you know, just like bitter cola, you can mix and even mix them with your juice. You know, like maybe squeeze orange juice and pour it inside the orange juice.
What we do is still going to do his work, whatever he wants to do.
It will still do the work, and the vitamin.
Thank you very much, Doctor.
Okay.
Okay then. Is there any last thing you want to say to us, Dr. Omoseyindemi, before we?
What I can just say is that everybody should keep fit, and you should try and make sure that this COVID era, practice, I don't usually call it social distancing. I call it physical distancing because in the system, people have done social distancing already. Some people are living in this area, some people are living in that area, but just physical distancing. Always follow what the NNDC advice they give, but make sure you boost your immune system and make sure whenever you see someone that has it, it's not a death sentence. It's not a death sentence. Get yourself tested, but as I rightly said from the onset, come out and have a fresh air. Walk around. Don't hide yourself inside. You need vitamin D. Take a lot of vitamin C, a lot of vegetables. Eat more natural food. Now, not all those canned food and all those things that have been adulterated. So always make sure you eat more natural food, you take a lot of fruits, and you have enough rest. And stop chasing the shadow, start struggling for what is not there. This pandemic has shown us something about life. It has shown us what are important in life. Some of us before, you must buy this, you must buy that, you must buy that. During the pandemic, when you do have a lot of, I'm talking about social part of health now. You don't need to be like Mr. Jones. Everybody that have shoes at home now, how many can you wear? So we should try as much as possible to look inward and make sure we take care of our health. Our health comes first. And also live in good neighborliness and have a good heart with our neighbor. Let us be plain. Let us love one another. Let us try as much as possible to assist one another during this. Because this pandemic has brought a lot of networking. And it has shows us what is important. You can work from home. You can do a lot of things from home. So let us be ourselves. Let us maintain our health, not only the physical health, mental health, spiritual health, and our social health. And I think with that, we can be able to have a proper healthy living.
Thank you so much. Finally, can you tell us your retreat center? What do you do there?
What we do here is that we manage people, lifestyle diseases. That's all. We have what we call a forest therapy. You can go inside the so-called forest and sit down at the park, relax yourself. We have some water pool where you can sit and do some hydrotherapy. But also we are in partnership, whether you need with Parks Harbor. Parks Harbor are in the front of trying to have Harbor properties for managing this condition. So we have been working together. We have done a lot of research studies, and I think the government is now looking at what they are doing. So we have challenge here. We train people. People come from training. It's not only health. Sometimes we teach people on how to do agriculture and farming and so on and so forth. It's a holistic thing that we do here.
Beautiful. Yeah. And so in case you need more information on how to, learn more, or if you have someone that needs that help, please send us a message and be able to link you with Dr. Olubunmi Omoseyindemi and Parks Harbor. I actually have, as we were talking, interestingly, I have bitter tea from Parks Harbor, all the way from Nigeria. Imagine, this is the US, and I have my bitter tea from Parks Harbor, because I believe that God has blessed us, and as a pastor, as a minister, I believe that I need to, use what God has given me in nature, and so I truly believe that everything that you need for your body is where you were created, is where you were born. Yeah. Everything you need to be healthy is situated where you were born. So that's why I will bring Parks Harbor all the way, because I'm African, I'm Nigeria.
Yes.
I will bring it all the way, bitter herbs all the way from Nigeria to the US. There are many things, if you see my bag when I'm traveling, that I pack from Nigeria. You won't believe it. Even my chicken, I will fry chicken and I will cook and bring to last me for 3 months, because there's no chicken like the chicken you find in Nigeria. That is local one. Please, not the one. Now we are changing. We are growing things with hormone and all of that. We need to stop that. We need to go back to how we used to grow our things, even though they are small. Yeah. They are not big. Yes. They are small, but they are the ones that will help us.
But they are healthy.
So let's go back. Yes?
I said they are very healthy.
They are very healthy.
So when you eat natural food, then there is more reason that your immune system will be boosted, because most of them contains anti-inflammatory properties. And most of the things that cause illness are mainly inflammation.
They are mainly inflammatory, and we are seeing many immune, what do you call it? Autoimmune diseases. Autoimmune diseases, which is as a result of chronic inflammation. Yes. And so when you are constantly eating food that are chronically inflaming your body, then your body begins to fight against you. Yep. And that is autoimmune diseases. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate all the people that took their time this afternoon to join, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. Dr. Omoseyindemi, thank you so much for coming on to talk to us about bitter kola.